Welcome back, folks. It's Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025. Today we have updates on Paul Feinbaum, Forbes 30 Under 30, Sin Cities of Alabama, a new entertainment district, and Ann Bedsole. My name's Ike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. You can call Paul, as Taylor Hicks sings, just don't call him Senator Paul. AL.com's Mark Heim reports that ESPN and SEC network analyst Paul Feinbaum confirmed that he won't be trying to replace current U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville next year. Tuberville is leaving that seat to run for governor. Feinbaum, who moved to Mountain Brook this year, has been mulling a possible campaign since September, when he said that the Charlie Kirk assassination stirred something inside him. Instead, Feinbaum will join recently retired Auburn men's basketball coach Bruce Pearl as high-profile sports figures who have considered and decided against running for that Senate seat. Now, it still leaves a couple of familiar political names in that race. They include Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall, Congressman Barry Moore, former Tuberville advisor Morgan Murphy, and former Navy SEAL Jared Hudson, all Republicans, as well as Democrats Kyle Sweetser, Dakari Lariat, and Mark Wheeler. At least 3 celebrities with Alabama ties made Forbes' latest 30 Under 30 rankings, reports AL.com's Lawrence Specker, as if being under 30 isn't its own reward. Well, Forbes published 20 listings of 30 Under 30 honorees in categories such as finance, venture capital, AI, entertainment, and sports. Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts was cited. Hurts, of course, started at Alabama for a bit before transferring to Oklahoma and eventually winning a Super Bowl with the Eagles. 2 Alabama singers were also cited. Ella Langley of Hope Hull is a bona fide country star these days, having just won 3 CMA awards after being nominated 8 times. And Jesse Murph, a 21-year-old who was born in Tennessee but grew up in Athens and Huntsville, rose out of the TikTok YouTube world to pop stardom. Well, don't look now, but somebody's been sinning in the Bible Belt. Now, that's an inevitability, of course. If you believe the latest city rankings, one Alabama city is kind of into it, at least relatively speaking. The study comes from WalletHub. It compared 108 cities in the U.S. by using 37 indicators of sinful behavior. For example, violent crimes per capita, excessive drinking, adult entertainment establishments per capita. Now, it didn't strictly stick to scripture or anything like that. Instead, it used measures that society overall tends to view as bad or destructive. AL.com's Diane Moy reports that Birmingham placed 22nd out of the 180. Now, that's just a little more sinful than Detroit, but not quite as potentially soul-damaging as Henderson, Nevada. The most sinful city on the list overall was Sin City itself, Las Vegas, followed by Houston, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, and Atlanta. Now, other southern cities ranked ahead of Birmingham include Miami, if you count that, Dallas, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Memphis, and Nashville. Other Alabama cities in the rankings are Mobile at number 38, Montgomery at number 59, and Huntsville at number 163 out of 180. The Rocket City appears to be keeping it clean. Either that or it hadn't gotten caught yet. The least sinful city on the list was Columbia, Maryland. That segues nicely into the next update. Madison, Alabama, has been designated an area as Alabama's newest entertainment district, reports AL.com's Megan Plotka. Madison is so happening that it now has 2 official entertainment districts. That designation means patrons can take their alcoholic drinks from the restaurants and into other participating places during specified times. Main Street Madison in historic downtown now joins Town Madison as entertainment districts in the city. And Ann Bedsole, a woman who made her mark on the boys' club of Alabama politics, has passed away, reports AL.com's John Sharp. She became the first woman elected to the Alabama Senate in 1983. She served in that chamber until 1995. Now, she had been the first Republican woman in the State House of Representatives from 1979 through 1983. That's 6 years total in the state legislature at a time when there are only a handful of women holding seats in either chamber. While she was in the legislature, she leaned into education issues, and that led to one of her biggest legacies, the founding of Alabama's first magnet school for gifted math and science students. Bedsole, who was from Mobile, and the late state representative Steve McMillan of Gulf Shores championed 1989 legislation that established Mobile's Alabama School of Mathematics and Science. The school celebrated the 30th anniversary of its first graduation just 2 years ago. Said Alabama State Republican Party Vice Chair John Reynolds, quote, "She broke barriers with grace, courage, and conviction, and she did it at a time when few women were ever given the opportunity," end quote. And Bedsole was 95 years old. Thank y'all so much for coming by to listen to us. We hope you join us again tomorrow. Until then, come by and see us anytime you can. We're on the World Wide Web at AL.com.